Please introduce yourself and tell us why you're attending EMEX this year.
Hello, I'm Adi. I'm responsible for offerings, sustainability and energy offerings for Honeywell. My one mission in life right now is to make buildings net zero. So looking at net zero from the perspective of the total energy consumption, both embodied and operational. So that's what we are looking at right now, focusing more on the operational side, but also increasingly going to the embodied carbon as well. So Honeywell is a control systems at heart, and we work in different verticals. We work in aerospace, we work in industrial businesses, we work in logistics, and of course we work in buildings. In buildings, we take care of the controls part, we take care of security and safety, we work with energy optimization strategies, we work with overall solutions to make buildings as efficient and as, I would say, healthy as possible, right? So that's really key for us.
How important is it that businesses integrate their buildings into their sustainability strategy?
Critical, right? So right now, if you look, 40% of overall emissions, they come from buildings, right? So buildings will account for up to that much of emissions. And unless we include building in the equation, obviously we're never going to achieve the targets that we have set for ourselves, right? So we want to be completely net zero at a global level by 2050. We have certain targets that governments have set up for businesses, for countries. And unless we factor that in, factor buildings into the equation, obviously we're not going to achieve that. Really imperative that we work on it. Also, what is important to note is that typically, people looked at sustainability as a good to have rather than looking at as an operational imperative. Now it's becoming important. It has a direct bearing on your bottom line, right? A building that is more sustainable clearly is more energy efficient. Therefore, you're reducing your cost of energy. In most of Western geographies now, you'll have carbon taxes or emission offset requirements, which would mean that if you're not addressing the sustainability requirement, you're obviously going to incur that cost on your bottom line. So I think it's really, really key that we start looking at this in a holistic way, if you will.
What does a healthy building look like for you?
So healthy building, in a building that is healthy, in my opinion, is a building that is energy efficient, takes care of occupant health and well-being. It's really critical. Especially post-pandemic, we all have to be, mindful of health and well-being of our occupants. Also, a building that is safe and secure. So making sure that, not just the physical security, but also cyber secure. So I think with these three, we probably cover most of the aspects. Obviously, occupant comfort is important. So I'm hoping that once we take care of the health and well-being, we're doing it keeping in mind also the comfort of the occupants inside. So our solutions, for example, in Honeywell, we work on a solution that's called Healthy Building Suite, and that solution is aimed at buildings that are probably not run in a most energy efficient way or in a more healthiest possible way, where we work, where we sort of address a trade-off, if you will, right? So right now buildings are having to make a choice whether they should be energy efficient, whether they should be healthy, and what we're doing is we sort of turn that or equation into an and equation, where we're making buildings healthy and energy efficient. It's really important. So what we do is we bring in, we work with temperature set points, keeping in mind energy efficiency and comfort, and we work with air exchange frequency to make sure that the indoor air quality remains healthy. So CO2 and the PM 2.5, PM 10, other factors, they are within the respectable limits.